Can you hear the music?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah. Not a lot of people can hear it, especially lately for some reason.
Yeah, sounds good.
Makes me want to just like kick babies and shit, man. This amps me right the fuck up. Feels, you know what it sounds like to me? I'll tell you in a minute. Yeah, to me, that intro music, it sounds like a white monster would taste.
I get that.
You get that?
Yeah.
Like boom, like it just hits your lips and you're just like, holy shit.
Yeah. That first sip of that white monster at 4 a.m.
Monster. Oh my God. All right. Welcome back to another episode of On the Throne with Dick. And shout out to Senjin Boychuk. Everyone's getting tired of hearing me say that, but what up to that guy? I love that guy. Shout out to him. Find him on all those social media platforms. And man, on this week's episode, I'm pumped. I've been trying to get this guy on for not that long, but like we've been trying for a little bit anyway. We got Bigfoot in the oil field, Bigfoot of the oil field. I don't know, Bigfoot frack cam, whatever. Man, those fucking like AI monkey gorillas you see in everywhere on social media. This dude does one for the oil field, which I thought was something that was sorely missing, and then boom, it popped up. What's up?
Bigfoot in the oil field, man. That's the Bigfoot frack cam was just the app that I used because it was so much easier to type than Bigfoot in the oil field. Yeah. So Bigfoot frack cam's the tag on everything. And yeah, we're here. It's been almost 3 months waiting to get this podcast started.
Dude, honestly, that's not even that bad. We talk about it quite a bit. How, this podcast is entering its third year in like 2 months. And, there are some people we've been trying to get on that whole time. 3 years. There are some people that we've been waiting 2 years. Some people we've been waiting a year and a half. Dude, when we can make it come together fairly quick, it's generally like, holy shit, okay, cool, yeah, fuck yeah. Like there are some where it's like, hey man, you interested in coming on my podcast? Yeah, definitely. When are you free? What are you doing in 20 minutes? And it's like, I'm in,
yeah. That was the way it was before with the first podcast I was on. It was kind of like, hey, yeah, I'm free in a week. And then they hit me up, hey, are you free in like 3 hours? It's like, not tonight.
Yeah, man. No, I saw that you were on a podcast recently. I was like, man, that son of a bitch, that son of a bitch. But like, I remember we had talked about it and you said like, it would be roughly around this week that you'd be free. So I was going through my list of people. I'm like, man, I'm going to be home in a decent time. Who should I ask? And then I'm like, oh, fuck. I wanted to ask you last week, but like, I'm like, nope. We said this week was going to be the week. Right. And I'm like, yeah. So I just stuck to that. And yeah, here we are, man.
Dude, we're here. We're doing it. And I wanted to do your podcast first. I really did. But those guys reached out to me and it was a last minute kind of thing. And they reached out to me on the day I was going on Hitch. And I was like, you know what? As soon as I get back from Hitch, we'll make it happen. But hey, we're here. We're doing it. And
hey, I don't care if I get you first. I don't care if I get you last. I mean, I didn't get to pop your cherry, but hey, whatever. You're
okay. Dude, it's actually crazy that like when I first started this, it was very short-lived, probably in the first few hundred followers. I think we're less than 1,000 when you first hit me up originally.
Fuck yeah, man. Dude, yeah. I saw it and I'm like, man, this is gold. Like, dude, this is insane. And then I'm like, I need this guy on my podcast, right? And then, here you are. But yeah.
We're here. So it originally started with like, I seen your message and I had never seen your content prior to that. But I'd also been off social media for the most part. On all platforms, no personal accounts. And I had showed it to our mechanic at work. And I was like, hey, dude, this dude hit me up wanting to do a podcast. And he was like, bro, I watch his videos on YouTube.
I love that.
And he showed me your account. And I was like, holy shit, this is real. This is happening.
Fuck yeah, man. Dude. Oh my God, dude. So YouTube, you can monetize. I'm eligible for monetization on YouTube now.
Nice.
I think my watch hours are there and everything. I got to look it up later. I just had a video, my largest video I ever had on YouTube pop off the other day. Prior to this one, I think it's at 190,000 right now views,
Wow.
right? It's a short, which is pretty good for YouTube, I guess. It's not like,
Yeah.
your beast numbers or whatever, but I'm not trying to be him, right? I'm trying to be Dick Frost here. But yeah, man, 190. My previous biggest one was 133K. And all the other ones are like, I can get around that 50K mark and whatnot.
Yeah.
But I post the podcast up there, right? So I just post shorts mainly just to get the numbers. But for the watch time, you need a good watch time too. So I post the podcast up there, right? An hour and a half long podcast you post up there, and that gets the watch time going, right? So I think we're able to monetize on there now. So I'm pretty pumped for that.
Bro, take advantage of that.
Fuck yeah.
Don't leave money on the table.
No, I am leaving money on the table right now a little bit. So all these opportunities are coming, and I talked about it a little bit last week without really getting into what it is. But I had an online casino reach out to me, and they're like, "Man, do you want to we'll give you like certain amount of money per month. I think it was like $5,000 a week, right? We'll give you $5,000 a week, and you post videos of you fucking playing our game." And I used it for a couple days, man. They gave me $2,000 to spend for free on the house, right? What? I was down to my last like $20 and I won $8,000. And I'm like, what?
Hell yeah.
Right? I couldn't take it out. They wouldn't give it to me. They're like, no, man, that's money to play with and make ads. I'm like, son of a bitch. I had it up to fucking like $12,000 or whatever. And then when he told me that, like, oh, that you can't play with that money, right? Like, that's not your money. That's just, to use to make videos and shit with. And I'm like, fuck it. And I just crashed. I bet on all the sports games I could think of. And I just went hard on all the casino games until it got down to zero. Right. And then, I was like, fuck, whatever, man. It's not real money. Right. And then whatchamacallit there, I told him, like, yeah, man, I'm at zero. He's like, oh, here's your top up code. And it puts another $2,000 in there for you to play with to make videos. I got to thinking about it, man, and he wants me to like make reels and stuff like that, and like it makes me feel a little icky, right? Like it's like
a sellout.
Yeah, not just a sellout, but a lot of guys in blue collar and a lot of people in general, they get gambling and addiction issues, right? And that's not what I want to be known for, right? That's yeah, sure, I could have made bank off fucking these videos, right, and pump them out, but I push men's mental health, right? Men's mental health is big for me, and gambling just goes against that, right? So, I don't want to be responsible. There's kind of two ways to look at that. I don't want to be responsible for someone in my community losing their house. But life is unfair, and gamble responsibly, right? But at the same time, TikTok is sort of the same thing when I'm going live on there and they're gifting me, right?
Yeah.
And someone said to me, you know what, man? You don't know how long this social media ride's going to last. Just fucking make bank while you can. And that's not the way I want to do it, right? So, yeah. Absolutely. I felt about it. I was going to do it for a little bit there. And then it just made me feel really shitty, right? So I'm like, nah.
Yeah. Well, that's very appreciative too. I mean, there are a lot of dudes, you see them, I see them. Yeah. Gambling problems is a big thing. I mean, especially in our line of work, right? Whether it's scratch off tickets or online gambling or in-person casinos, it can be pretty rough.
Yeah, man. And dude, it was house money. I wasn't winning anything, but I dreamed about fucking the spins that night, right? I'm like sitting there and I'm like, I can't get a proper sleep. I'm just thinking about betting. I'm just thinking about like, gotta hit that jackpot. Man, I posted one story on there and like it wasn't my money, right? So I was doing $30 spins, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. And Buddy commented, he's like, man, $30 spins is just degenerate, right? Like that's crazy big spender, right? Like, I can't say it's not my money, right? But so I was like, yeah, man. Yeah, and then yesterday I went on it for the first time in like 3 days, and I'm like, there's $1,700 there. And I spun a couple, I won like $5,000, and then I just fucking closed it. I deleted the app. I fucking got out of the Facebook group, and I'm like, I'm done, man. I can't,
If you can't cash out, what good is it?
Yeah, right. And I don't know if, maybe, I don't know, man. I was talking to my good friend OGR Scintilla. You might see his content eventually. He was saying he Googled it and looked it up, and sometimes they ask you to like partner ad with them or whatever, and that's how they hack their way into your account, right?
Ooh.
And so yeah, and I'm like, yeah, man, like not only do I feel icky about it, like now, like I've worked really hard on my social media just to lose it to something like that, right? So
right.
yeah, man, it's
whatever. It makes a big difference on that, man. I mean, I've had some companies reach out to me, and I read the messages, and I'm like, I don't even want to respond to you. You know?
No, dude, no, and that's just it, man. OGR, right back to OGR, a million opportunities are gonna come your way, right?
Yeah.
It's gonna happen. You can't take them all, right? You'll kick yourself in the ass for some of the ones that you turn down, right? But if you stay in the game, those opportunities will come back around, right? So
yeah, dude. I mean, I've had companies reach out, like talent agencies, wanting to do that, and then I do my research. I read their message. I research the company. Do a little Googling. It doesn't take much to find out if they're a legitimate business or not. And most of them just want a share of your profit, and eventually they want to control what you post and when you post. And I'm like, you know what? I'm doing pretty good with organic growth on my own. I don't need someone else to step in and try to take the reins.
Hell yeah.
And when it goes back to the gambling, like, dude, I see guys drop a whole paycheck.
I work with a guy who does that, man. And he's like, yeah, man, I just won $5,000. Cool. How much did you spend, bro? Well, it's like, I haven't talked to my wife on the phone for 3 or 4 days because I know what she wants, right? She sees the account. So I'm just replenishing what I lost, right? And then, he won $5,000, but then like 3 days later, he's broke again, right? He's like, hey, man, can I borrow $100, man? It's like, bro, you just won $5,000. What the fuck are you doing?
I lucked up, and about 7 months ago, I hit $9,000 off of $100 bet.
Shit.
And I cashed out, took my money, and I haven't really gambled since.
Yeah.
Like $50 here and there, but nothing crazy.
That's an endorphin hit, man.
I took my $9,000 and I walked away.
Oh yeah, that's fucking wild, brother. Holy shit. So,
dude, go ahead.
No, go ahead. What are you gonna say?
I was gonna say that it's crazy that these guys can drop an entire paycheck, entire 2 weeks' pay in a matter of hours. Yeah. Whether it's online or in a casino, it's wild, and that's why what you do with the men's mental health is very important, very crucial.
Yeah, and why I'm not gonna go down the avenue of the online gaming. I can't. Yeah, gambling. I can't. Yeah. I can't. It just made me feel gross, Like it was just, for one, me playing it. I'm not a gambler, right? Like I just trying to sleep that night after the first night. And like, fucking, all right, bet. And I'm like, man, I'm trying to sleep, bro. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Bet the whole fucking house, dude. Sell everything. We gotta fucking win, yeah. Man, I'm pumped. Because, this is the first episode of the podcast where I'm recording inside, like, my new studio. Like, I have the on-air sign. I have the name of the podcast.
I love it. Honestly, I do.
I got the new chair. Man, I've had this set up like this for 2 months, and I've been on the road and haven't been able to, get out and make one. And then when I do come home, no one's available to record. And then I'm like, tonight I'm going home, and I ask you, and then I'm like, oh, shit. This is happening. This is happening. I get to record in my new podcast studio tonight. This is crazy.
Dude, I love it. I don't know what you use, but like my setup is nowhere near like I bought a camera off Amazon, and it's trash. It's absolute trash.
Well, I'm only using my laptop, right? So the podcast is sponsored by the Mudman, right? And the Mudman deals in, viscosity. You know what viscosity is.
Yeah.
Right? What's viscosity? We'll get into it now. Fuck it. Hey, do you know what viscosity is?
Are you talking about the guy that sponsored you?
Well, that's not his name, but his name's the Mudman. But viscosity as a whole, like the thickness of a fluid.
Yeah. So I'm actually working on something I was going to get into later into the podcast.
Okay. All right.
But we'll get into it now. This is actually the first reveal of this, and it's a work in progress.
Is this my gay moment? Are you coming out as gay on my show? This is great.
No, you're not that lucky.
Okay.
But no, I'm actually working on Bigfoot's Oilfield calculator.
Oh,
So
shit.
it's going to be a free to use app for anyone in the oil field. You can download it. Still working out the specifics on it. It's been a work in progress for about a month now.
All right.
We're working on that. It's going to be filled with formulas, conversions, charts, tables, everything anyone can use right there for free. I'm not going to charge for it, putting it out there. So that's my way of giving back to everyone that's supported me.
That's huge, man.
So that's going to be something that's going to be coming out. We'll say 90 days ish.
90 days.
By
Okay.
the end of the year, it's still a work in progress. I'm fine tuning a lot of things on it. But that's going to be huge reveal, right? It's going to be something big, and it's going to be completely free to everyone. I'm not going to
Nice.
charge for that. I mean, there's a lot of apps that charge for similar things.
Oh, yeah.
But now it is going to mainly pertain to frac, but there's a lot of other formulas that come into play also. So that's going to help a lot of people, man, especially like new guys that come on and nobody wants to show them anything.
Yeah.
That's who I'm pushing this toward, really.
Absolutely. I love that, man. So the podcast, speaking of formulas and shit like that, is sponsored by the Mudman, right? And the Mudman deals in, the weight of fluid or the viscosity, right? And so he deals in the thickness of your load, right? If you want to take it there, you know what I'm saying. How old are you?
32.
Buddy, you're almost there. Okay, men in their mid-30s, between their mid-30s, late 30s, have thicker loads than they've ever had, right? Like it's
okay, yeah, fair enough.
It's producing more zinc than it ever has or ever will again, and it's just pumping, right? Your loads are thicker, 2, 3 times thicker than they've ever been. Dude, trust me, I know you got to chew before she swallows, right? Like it's crazy, man. So yeah, the Mudman, dude. What I'm recording on, and episode 14, this will be like 147, but way back on episode 14 at the beginning, he reached out to me and was like, hey man, he's like, I noticed your sound quality was a little better, right? Before that, we were just testing all sorts of different things, right? And he's like, I went back and looked at the YouTube video and noticed you had your AirPods in. And he's like, man, you need headset and mic. And I'm like, absolutely, I do. And so he's like, we'll sponsor the podcast. We went on a 5-episode run, 130 some odd episodes ago. And so we went on that run. And then last summer, a year and a bit ago now, he's like, like, how can we help podcasts more, right? I couldn't edit for shit. Couldn't. If there was a mess up on the podcast somewhere, if the feed got cut off, it went up the way it went up, right? We're blue collar. It's a very blue collar podcast, rough and tumble, right? So he sponsored the podcast with a MacBook Pro, right? And now I edit like crazy. So not like crazy. It still goes up mostly the way it comes out. But, sometimes we get into a little carried away and we talk a little shit, and that has to come out. Sometimes we have a little mess up, and that has to come out. So yeah, he sponsored the podcast with the MacBook Pro, and here we are, and we record on it now. Got me off my phone, and my phone, if someone would call, it would cut the full feed off, and I'd have to come back in, and I couldn't edit, and it was wild.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Shout out to that guy. I mean,
shout out to the Mudman.
The Mudman, like
Mudman.
Yeah, hooking you up, man. That's where it's at.
Fucking love that guy.
Yeah, because your stream looks good. Like the quality is great.
Thanks, man. It's taken a long time to get here, man. Like it's a long game, right? The podcast game is a long game. You play for not today. Like this episode, man, I'm not looking for, downloads in the first hour or first 24 hours of the first week. We're going to see how it does over the course of 3 years, right? 3 years later, hey, man, that episode I did with the, Bigfoot there, man, that episode is still cranking out numbers and still having a good time, right? Like, episode I did way back on like in the 30s, man. Like I look at that and you can tell when new people find the podcast, right? Because the numbers, they skyrocket, right? And it's like, that's cool. That's cool. Some weeks are so slow and it's like, whatever, man. This is the podcast game. This is just how it goes, right? You can't be in it for the instant reward, right? Like you are on TikTok or Instagram, right? You're here playing the long game.
Playing the long game, man.
That's what I'm in.
That's the beauty of you using all platforms, though.
Absolutely.
I mean, you got your shorts on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. and then YouTube for the long game. And then if you also post on your shorts there, you also have that. So yeah, it works out great for you, man. Having these longer videos, and that's one thing that I'm branching into. I haven't posted a lot lately. Life's been busy, work's been busy, but I'm branching off to post longer videos, and that's one thing I'm working on now. So I'm working on 3 to 4 minute videos.
Oh shit.
So yeah, we'll have some kind of episodes going on there. It takes a lot to do it, man. It's a lot of work to, because I'm only producing 8-second clips at a time. So I got to work with what I got.
I like your style, man. I love it. I love your videos. You know, your what you were saying there, your long form content and whatnot, you're trying to put it all together and stuff. Man, I think you've got something, right? You've got something. A lot of people don't like the AI thing because it's like, it's but it's funny. It's funny, man. Like you got to admire it because okay, I bust my wife's balls about this all the time, right? She'll send me like text messages or whatever, and I could just tell she used ChatGPT for it, right? But and I'm like, what the fuck? And she's like, hey, ChatGPT helped me put my thoughts in a proper order and make it sound good, but it's still my thoughts. It's still how I feel. And here you go. And I'm like, all right, I can see that. And I'm not going to say how I've used it in the past, the last like 6-7 months here. I've used it a couple times to my advantage. And, I get to add a couple words or take a couple words out, get rid of some of the perfect grammar and spelling just to make it sure, it's not me, or it's doing it, it's not AI. And, yeah, man, it's interesting, man. But no, good for you for tapping into something that works for you, and that's what content is, right? You keep going until you find something that works and you push the shit. You double down, and that's exactly what you're doing, man.
Dude, you got to bet on yourself with this stuff.
Oh, hell yeah.
Like, so far, I'm sitting somewhere around 28K followers, all organic growth. That's one thing that I do pride my account on, that all organic growth.
Yeah.
And it's had high points, it's had low points, it's slow, it picks up, it comes in waves, really.
Yeah.
And one thing that I love about it is the engagement. That is the thing I love the most. I mean, whether it's the amount of comments or conversations within the comments, that's what I really love. I love to see guys just getting there and bust each other's balls over what they like, what they dislike.
Yeah, I love that, man. Jake, so this is new to the program here, right? They update this program all the time and I love it. And recently, before I do a podcast, I go back and I find like a video that I like or whatever of yours, and I add to this program. Man, this is one of my favorite videos of yours.
Fuck off, worm! So then I told her, it may not be 12 inches, but it smells like a foot.
I fucking love that, dude. I love how you've added, like, in a sense, when we're on site, we're very fucking like, barbaric, animalistic. We're essentially gorillas, man. We're essentially like, we're men, we're doing things, shit, right? And that's what makes it even funnier, dude. Is because, like, yeah, like there are times where fucking this guy's a monkey, right? What a fucking gorilla, what an ape, like.
So one thing about that video is that was a new version of AI that I was trying out. Okay. It's completely separate from everything I've tried in the past. And I tried that out, and that was my first video. And I was like, man, what do? I got to do something funny to try this out. And I'm not going to say it's as good, but it's not terrible. It's got pros and cons to it as well. I do like that platform because it does I was able to generate, things such as pump trucks, vac trucks, blenders with ease. It really tapped into that pretty easily. And I love that platform, but it has not nailed the voices yet. And now that one, they sound more like cavemen in those videos. And I appreciate that for the Bigfoots, right? Because it really does suit the personality.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
But yeah, So that's one thing I've tapped into, trying something new. With that, I've made a couple. I haven't posted any of them, but it was like an anime version of Bigfoot in the Oilfield, and like a Cartoon Network version, just like various versions, just to see what it would spit out and play around with it. But yeah, I landed on that video, and I was like, man, that's perfect because Bigfoot smells like a foot. It's funny.
Yeah. Dude, so how long have you been in the oil patch for?
So I've been in it for coming up on 8 years now.
Okay.
Yeah, we're coming up on 8 years. First of the year will make 8 years I've been working in the oil field. Fingers crossed. Never been through layoffs. Made it through that.
Yeah.
So it is a downturn in the industry right now. Unfortunately, I've seen a lot of companies laying off, a lot of companies reducing guys' hours and things as such. And it's dark times for our industry, but we're staying strong. Fortunately, our contract has renewed for the few years, so we're good as long as right now as I know of, we're good for a while. So
fuck yeah, man. I love that, dude. I've been in it for shit. We coming on 15 years, I think, man.
15 years, wow.
15 years. Been through a couple downturns. You know, I survived my very first one. I got in on a downturn. They were looking for guys that could pay cheap and take advantage of them, and I was more than happy. Exploit me harder, daddy. You know, like fucking I'm here. Still make good money, and you know, coming out of that one, and we immediately dipped into another one as soon as it started to get good. And yeah, and then you know, I took a couple pay cuts, right? And you know, during that pay cut, a lot of guys didn't want to take the pay cut, so they got laid off and or let go. And you know, that year it was a bad year for a lot of people. I bought a brand new vehicle. I went spent where was that? I spent was it January? Yeah, it was January. I spent January in Florida. We went to Florida on vacation. And then you know, so January was Florida. Then in July that year, June, we bought a new vehicle. We went to Salt Lake City. We drove around the Salt Flats. I live in Northern. And then we ended the year on the California coast.
Nice.
Yeah, we didn't have any kids back then. My wife and I were just talking yesterday about how cool we used to be. I remember we were in California, man. I remember, you know that song "Cake by the Ocean"?
Yeah.
I spent fucking 4 days looking for cake to have by the ocean just so I could fucking play that song. And like I had to settle for a cupcake. And in the end, I took a picture, put it on the dock on the thing, and I'm like, have cake by the ocean, right? And then we ate it, and just like that, it was the end, man. Like 4 days just for 2 seconds of glory, right?
Yeah.
I wasn't creating content back then. I had no idea I'd be looking for 2 seconds of glory off of fucking, you know,
right?
Spending so much time into something. That's another thing. How long does it take you to make those videos?
So it depends on the video. When it's the quick ones, like the one I posted today about your energy drinks.
Yeah.
That one didn't take very long. 15 to 20 minutes. Just because I would make multiple. I generated multiple times until I get the version that I like the most.
Okay.
And I'll watch all of them until I settle on one. But when it comes to the videos that are a minute or more, sometimes those can take upwards of 4 to 6 hours, sometimes more. Just because it takes so long, I like consistency between my clips. Yeah. So when it cuts from one scene to another, I like to keep the consistency. So I'll generate sometimes 30, 40 videos just to get 1 8-second clip that I like. Yeah, there's some that I work on for a while, and some pay off, some don't. Unfortunately, TikTok demonetized me after the first month.
Oh shit.
Yeah. It was like as soon as I was eligible for monetization, I signed up for it, and then I was able to make like $1,000 off the first month. I was like, okay, this is pretty nice. And then they changed their terms and conditions, so now AI content does not qualify for monetization. So I'm like, you know what? It is what it is. I'm gonna keep making content.
That sucks though, man. Like, you know,
it does, yeah. Because I pay for the service as well. So
yeah. How much do you pay for that? How much does one video, like your video with the energy drinks, how much does something like that cost you to make?
So one video, it doesn't cost me anything to make. I can make as many videos as I want, but the service is like now they changed the price on it. It used to be $250 a month. Now it's $125 a month.
So it's cheaper.
Yeah, they cut it in half. They cut the price in half.
These don't usually get cheaper.
Yeah, so I'm paying $125 a month to make videos, and I can make as many as I want.
Man,
so
are you on
it's not too
Facebook?
bad. Yeah, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok.
Are you monetized on Facebook yet?
No, I only have like less than 100 followers on Facebook. I don't know
I've
why, but it does not grow on Facebook.
I'm hitting 76K here on Facebook. I'll be there tomorrow. Right?
Bro,
Just
I don't know how to grow my account on Facebook at all.
Oh, dude, I'll share some of your videos there and help you grow, but like also just share them out to other groups, right? Just hashtags are huge too, right?
Yeah.
Man, like your content could definitely, I don't know what their guidelines are for AI, but like, you know, whatever, doesn't hurt to try, right? So I'll find your account and I'll share it out as much as I can, man. But you know, like, yeah, dude, I pretty much, you know, I replaced my wife's income on
Nice.
Facebook.
Nice.
And you know, with the podcast stats and you know, going live on TikTok and you know, brand deals and stuff like that, you know, I think we're a year or two away. I think right now I could make a go of it and you know, you said bet on yourself. I think right now I could. I just don't trust it, right? I got a family to feed, right?
Right.
So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
It's hard to say, okay, we're taking this shot. We're taking it because when you have a family, you have kids, it's a whole different ball game, man. That's why my biggest thing I look at is I'm like, you know what? Even if I got to the point where I could replace my income with this, I would want it to stay relevant. So I need to stay in the game.
Yeah.
Also, I'm gonna just give you a quick pause. I gotta go take care of something real quick.
That's you. Hey, go drain the main vein, brother.
That's what bourbons and whiskey and Coke will do to you when you have a few.
What's up, brother?
Back.
Welcome back. So 8 years in the patch, eh?
Yeah, let's see. Sorry, numbers are wrong. Be 7 years. 7 years in February.
Nice. February what? My birthday's in February.
Mine is too.
What day?
And mine's on the 23rd.
Oh, mine's the 4th. My wife's the 28th.
Mine's the 23rd. My daughter's is in February. My sister and her daughter's is also in February.
Oh shit.
Yeah, a lot of February birthdays.
Good month, eh? Or was it August? Is 6. So I guess July, June, July are good months, eh?
Yeah, it must be good months.
The spring. It's in the spring, so May, something like that. Yeah. It must be good months coming out of that cold. Man, so 7 years. Have you been in frac the whole time, or what'd you do before frac? Or
so I've been in frac the whole time. From the time I started on, started with Halliburton, and because I honestly got into it by complete accident too. So a few friends of mine were saying they wanted to go to a job fair, and they were like, "Hey, do you want to go with us?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, why not?" I was like, "I don't even know what we're going to the job fair for." So we show up, and they do interviews on the spot, and I get offered a job. Had no idea what I was getting into. Didn't know what frac was. Didn't know what Halliburton did. And I got into it, and after that first paycheck, I was like, okay, I can do this. I can stick to it. So I did that with them for almost 3.5 years. And then I switched companies due to life circumstances, needed something with a different schedule. So I took on a job where I worked 2 and 2, still in frac. And I love it, man. Love the schedule, love the benefits. Can't beat it. It worked out better for home life. You know, if you're not on a 14 and 14, get on a 14 and 14. You will.
Nah, I can't do that. 2 weeks, I can't do that, man. I don't think I've ever been on a 14 and 14. I just came off. We'll get into that in a little bit, but you know, I think the shortest I've ever been is 14 and 7. And then, you know, for a long time there, I worked vac truck. Was on a whenever to whenever schedule, 6 months at a time. Sometimes for, you know, you'd work 40 hours straight on the end of a vac hose. And, you know, I did a little bit of frac there. I worked for a frac refuel company. You know, we'd hook our lines up. Do you know who Energera is? Or
no, we don't have them that I know of.
Okay.
They auto fuelers.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
did that, man. Like one of the most fucking boring jobs. Like honestly, I just wanted to. It took everything in me not to eat a bullet, right? Like, dude, I knew it was bad when I'd come into the shack if I was on night shift, and my cross shift had brought one of those zero gravity chairs with them.
Oh yeah.
And they left it there. I tilted it back, and I'm like, oh my god, you weren't supposed to keep the pump in auto, right? You're supposed to keep it on manual. That way, it kept you awake, and you had to do shit. I'd throw it in auto, and I'd go to fuck to sleep, right? I'd be like, right? Dude, I'd work night shift, and I'd be the most well-rested person in the world because I'd sleep all night and I'd sleep all day, right? For fucking 21 days straight, right? It was crazy. And then one night I woke up just in time to hear him like, hey, that pump's running out of fuel. We have to shut down real soon, real quick. I stood up, I put my finger on the screen, the consultant walked in. Right? He's like, I don't need to tell you to stay in your own lane, do I? And then I'm like, no, man, I think the batteries are running low because it said, and it did. It said it was like running full on the screen. So I ran outside and I switched the batteries out, and sure enough, it was running out and the batteries were dying on them. So like they didn't know, but they're like, okay, good, right? And I'm like, oof, right? I thought they were gonna rat me out, like they were gonna call my boss. So I got ahead of it and I called my boss. I'm like, man, I almost ran the pumper out. They almost had to shut down. I'm so sorry. Like, you didn't even call me, man. What do you mean? And I'm like, oh my god. Yeah, man. And then I did that for like just about a year, and then I think my daughter was born there, maybe. And then I need to get out of that. It was boring. It was bad. I couldn't do it anymore. But now making content, man, you're just sitting there all day. That'd be great. Like fucking great job. They would never take me back now. I think they changed their name. And then vac truck for 7 years. Right. And then I went way up north to Fort McMurray last year to work at one of the mines.
Yeah.
And where they do the oil sands. And I was working on a steam unit. And mid-February, I go back. 20th of February, I went back to work. And my wife's birthday is on the 28th. And she's like, oh, it's too bad you're not here for my birthday. I'm like, maybe I will be, right? I was just joking. And then I had a steam line blow up in my face. And I jumped out of the truck, landed my foot completely inverted. And the bone that connects my foot to my leg, it dislocated. And so it's out to the side. And I didn't know that happened. And it was frozen. It was -30. I couldn't feel a damn thing. So I stood up and I'm like, oh, that feels weird. And I'm back down I go. And because there was nothing there to support it, I broke the fibula, cracked the ball. The ball like sheared, right? And I'm like, oh, go big or go home, right? And being home for my wife's birthday, right? And all summer, all winter, because I was off from the 21st till July 4th or 5th. All winter and all summer, I knew they were gonna fuck me around. I just knew when I got back to work, I knew they were gonna fuck me around. But I go do road construction in the summer, right? So I left there and I went and did my road construction, and all summer and most of the winter, they're like, yeah, you're coming back, man. We got you. Yeah, man. No, man, 3 days ago, they're like, oh, by the way, we don't have work for you this winter. But yeah, we're not bringing you back. And we don't have enough work for you. But they hired on some other guy. Right?
Oh, yeah.
So I'm like, what the fuck? They're bringing everyone back except for me. Right? And yeah, I'm like, oh, okay. But the first thing he said was, oh, how's your leg? Right? So now, I'm feeling very what's the word I'm looking for here? I feel like they're definitely using my leg. My leg definitely had something to do with it. Absolutely. And I said that 100 times to my boss. I'm like, man, am I allowed back? He's like, yeah. I'm like, a stain, an injury is a stain. I get it. I understand. Right. And had they told me a month ago that hey, we're not gonna bring you back, I would have been fine. But they waited to the last minute. All month they've been like, oh yeah, mid-October, 3rd week of October, we're gonna bring you back, right? And a week ago they're like, no. I'm like, oh
yeah, they had that planned.
Yeah, that was that kind of pissed me off a little bit, right? But whatever, man. It is what it is, right? So
it's part of the game, man. Unfortunately, it's a big part of the game, and you get an injury like that, and they put you on a blacklist. They're
Yeah.
gonna put you out because I had a buddy who similar situation happened to him, got a leg injury, and he was out for almost 2 years, maybe
Yeah.
more. And when he went back, they got rid of him just almost immediately after he started back. So
Yeah.
unfortunately, it's a big part of the game, and it's a game they play dirty.
We talked about this. We talked about this back in like episodes like in February, March, April, May, men's mental health or mental health in general, right? And how the injury affected my mental health a little bit, right? Like, oh my God, am I ever going to be the same again? Am I ever going to, you know what I mean? Am I ever going to get back to that level that I was at? Am I going to be able to be a workhorse still and provide for my family, right? Is that even on the table anymore, right? And then, turns out when hey man, I'm good, I can do this, I got this, right? And then now comes into question, well, do I have a job? Do I even have a job? Are they going to bring me back, right? That starts playing on your mental health, right? And then turns out when they don't bring you back, right, that fucks with your mental health, right? And these companies, man, it starts with fucking you over, and then it goes to them posting, why can't we find anybody?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, right. And that's where we're at. That's where we're at. They don't care. They don't care, man. And they're like, oh, this generation's lazy and they don't want to work. Well, no, they do. They just don't want to get fucked over.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Yeah. Like I laid it all on the line and I got injured for you. Right. And I was like a good little soldier. I was marching back and you discarded me. Right. Think about what that does to mental health. Right.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Dude, I couldn't imagine what you went through mentally through that. I mean, the thought of, hey, is this the last time I'm going to be able to provide for my family?
Yeah.
And then you have to sit at home and dwell on that for 4 or 5 months or more. And then you go back to work just to be discarded, tossed off to the side, and they already replaced you.
Yeah.
They want to get out of the workers' comp case or whatever they had in your situation.
Yeah, it's horrible, man. And I don't really want to talk about it on my socials, right? Because like they they know that I won't use it as a weapon. I won't weaponize my social media like that to call them out. And they're banking on it, right? They're doubling down on the fact that they know that I won't do that.
Yeah.
And it's like, you son of a bitch, like fuck. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard, dude. But like, luckily, I have options, and I've already made a phone call, and I've already got another job, right? Like, I've
worked out for you.
Yeah, man. Like, I had a job before this one, that I left. I was there for 7 years, right? And I it was stressing me out a little bit, but those conditions have changed, right? So I left to go do this, and this was this kind of changed my family, and I needed. But it was it's not do or die. So you rise from the ashes like a phoenix, right? So fuck them.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I'm glad you're back to work, man. Like that's a big thing. Being able to get back to work and get that stress off of you, get that out of your mind.
Yeah.
And you said you do the road work in the summer.
Yeah,
So
man.
you do that just like late spring to early fall?
Yeah, sort of. Yeah. So it started during a downturn, actually, when things got a little slow, and they weren't going to keep me as busy in the summer. So I left, and I'm like, hell, call me back when you're busy, right? And like, okay. So I found this job just as that was happening. And so, I started off as a laborer on the ground, chasing equipment, raking, and whatnot, making $20 an hour. And I was like, fuck, whatever, like it's less money than what I was making in the patch, but whatever. And then, I found another job, in that next fall that, was okay with me leaving in the spring to go do that. Right. So it gave me, it afforded me the opportunity to, take a break, from the stress and the schedule of the oil patch to go and do this every year. And so I did. And, I grew there. Right. And now, I'm a heavy equipment operator. I'm not chasing shit around anymore. I'm, making a lot more money. They lean on me heavily, as the boss does. I'm kind of like his left-hand man a little bit, or right-hand man. And, so, they lean on me heavily, and then in the sun, and then they lay me off in the fall, and I go back to the oil patch. Right.
Yeah.
And, and that was great, that's a big reason why I never left that job that I was at for 7 years, right? Because they allowed me to make that change, right? And a lot of companies don't allow you to just leave and then come back, right? So, but the other job that I found when I got hurt at, they went from October to May, and then it was layoff. It was steam. It was a steamer. It was a boiler, right? So you don't need boilers in the summertime. So then so from May, June to October, I get to come back on the road, right? So like it worked out great, right? And I get to continue climbing the ladder here. I'll be celebrating next season on the road will be my 10-year anniversary, right? So yeah, man. And I was worried that I wasn't going to get to come back to the road this year because of my ankle, right? I started a month later than everyone else. I was like, oh man, they're like, yeah, we can't bring you back if you're on a WCB claim with someone else, man. We're sorry, right? And then I was sitting at home chomping at the bit to get back, and then I go for my last doctor's appointment. She's like, so what do you plan on getting out of this appointment? I'm like, I want to be fucking cleared. I want to get back to work, right?
Right.
Done. I like what I see on the x-ray. She's like, you're good to go. That I was on the phone 10 minutes later, and the next day I was on the road. I was driving out to the road wherever they were. They were like 5-6 hours away. I got my wife to drive me out there. I'm like, let's go. We're going back, right? And I mainly so I could hit the Christmas party this year. I want to hit the Christmas party. I love their Christmas parties and fucking and then just so I can come back for year 10, right? Because that's huge. How many people can say they spend 10 years somewhere nowadays, right? And
yeah, right. It's very unheard of.
Yeah, man. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So how long have you been at your current company?
Since November of 22. So we're coming up on 3 years.
Oh, nice. Good for you. You got in during COVID, right? Just around the end of that COVID.
Yeah. I mean, I made it through the COVID, really the big part of COVID with Halliburton. And then, like I said, due to life circumstances, I had to leave that company to go get a better schedule. That was really why I left there. And
that Canada, so
I had some guys right before I left. Actually, it was the summer before I left that some Halliburton Canadian hands came down and worked with us for better part of the summer and the fall. And great guys, man, great guys.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. I love working with that's what I love about the oil field. You know what I mean? Like, I love working with everybody. I love getting to know everybody, right? Because and that's what the podcast is too, right? You're just digging, you're peeling back those layers of what people are all about, right? Like, I see you and I'm like, oh, that guy's just a frat can, like whatever, right? Then you really get to talking to you, and then you really get, oh well, I have more aspirations than that. I'm not just a frat can. I'm this guy. I'm that guy. I do this and that, right? And that's what I love about the podcast game, man, right? It's like you really get to make connections with people and talk and learn.
Oh, absolutely, man. And one thing that's cool is the oil field it's a big industry, but it's a very small community.
Big industry, small community, man. We've been saying that forever. Yeah.
So like you'll run into guys, I'm sure you've had it in your experience, who have worked with your previous crews or supervisors or such, and people you don't even know someone that you previously worked with. And it's crazy too. And to branch off from that, recently within the last few weeks, I guess the Middle Eastern and Northern Africa parts of the world have discovered my TikTok page.
Oh shit!
Because now I'm getting a lot of traffic from Saudi, from Iraq, Iran, Pakistan, Northern Africa. And it's just crazy because it's all the oil field community too.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, everyone enjoys this. Everyone can get a good laugh out of it.
Man, one thing, I've said this a bunch of times, like, yeah, big industry, small, what was that? Big industry, small community. But like, all across the world, in whether you're Afghani, whether you're Iraqi, whether you're in Qatar or you're in fucking China or you're in North America, right? Like, the universal language for I'm working my ass off and I'm tired is the same, right?
It's exactly the same.
Yeah. I'm grinding out here all day, and in the heat, in the cold, in all these conditions, and I'm making it. Where most men would tremble and walk away. We're the few that stare the fucking conditions, Mother Nature in the eyes, and we're like, let's go, bitch. Yeah.
Dude, it's one thing I got a lot of flack on, and it's probably due to me not working in those areas. Is when I made the Taft video. I don't know if you hear that from. I don't know if you have American Hands working with you in the North
Yeah.
in Canada, but it's a big running thing of in Texas we do it this way,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So when I made that Taft video, there's a lot of comments on there. Well, try North Dakota, try Canada. And it's
Yeah.
like, well, the farthest north that I've been is PA. So that's all I can speak on. I can't speak on North Dakota and Canadian winters. I know they're brutal. They have to be brutal.
Yeah.
If the northeastern part of the United States is brutal, I know Canada has to be.
Oh man, I've worked in minus 58 Celsius. I've worked in, minus 40 a lot. I say it a lot, minus 40 with no wind, beautiful. Like just kick back and relax
Yeah.
and just enjoy it. I think at minus 40, the two Fahrenheit and Celsius meet up. So minus 40 Celsius, minus 40 Fahrenheit's the same, and then they fuck off again. So yeah, it's cold. It's cold. What's the coldest you've worked in?
It's been below zero in the single digits. I won't speak to double digits, but it's been in the single digits below zero, and that's been pretty rough. I mean, when you're out there working and you just have icicles forming off your beard, your mustache and beard just is full of icicles.
Yeah, I've had that, man. In Canada, we're not allowed to have a beard in the oil patch.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh,
for
so that's why
H2S.
you shaved the mustache. Okay.
Yeah, for H2S and donning the
Yeah.
mask and whatnot reasons. And I haven't had to shave my beard since the end of February. Right, I went home injured, and I grew the beard out, and I'm allowed to grow the beard on the road crew, right? So I grew the beard out a little early this year. It was bigger. I trimmed it up a couple times, once for my sister's wedding, and then another time my wife was getting tired of getting it in her mouth. Yeah, and then I've trimmed it up a couple times, but it was poofed out pretty good. And then I'm going back in about a week here, so I gotta shave the beard's coming off, man. The beard's gotta come off, and I'm probably gonna shave it off this weekend sometime. Give the skin underneath a chance to heal and not look so blotchy. So it's gonna. I'm back to the mustache here right away. So
I feel you. I have my annual training come up, and we have to do a respirator fit test every year. So it's got to come off in some way or another. Usually, we all agree on a goofy facial hair to do, and we'll all do the same one.
Yeah,
whether it's mustaches or soul patches or something.
Gotta love that, man. Like a good crew, can be likened to or compared to a hockey team, right? Like, a hockey team, when they get together, they all they do funky things with their hair or their face and whatnot. And like the camaraderie of Oilfield Brotherhood, same thing, man.
It's the same thing, man. We're all just here trying to pass the time and have fun while we're doing it.
Absolutely. And I think that's why
none of us want to be there, right? None of us want to be there. So
exactly, man. That's why our videos hit so well, right? They're relatable.
Yeah.
I've had people come up to me, shake my hand. I watched a guy climb down off the derrick of a rig. He climbed down, walked over to me. He's like, man, I just want to shake your hand. I'm like, okay, what's going on? He's like, man, well, we're all cold. Well, we're all freezing our ass off. We're all muddy. We're all missing our family. We're all miserable. Thanks for giving the boys something to laugh at, And I'm like, man, thanks. I appreciate that, And then, this past weekend, my coworker, he's a reggae rapper or whatever you want to call it. He's Jamaican, and he has his own music. And he had a concert, right? He invited us out to go. So my family and I, we went, we watched, and we met so many amazing, reggae stars or people that you wouldn't know are singers or rappers in the community. It was just in someone's garage in their bay, and they had like a little stage mixed up. And there was this guy there. He's an Aboriginal fellow. We're gonna get him on the podcast. His name's Kihu. And you know who Mercules is?
I've heard the name. Yes, I've heard the name.
Yeah, he's done something with Mercules. He used to work in the Alberta oil field here. And he's like, man, I got out. He's like, my music, it took off and I got out. And he's like, I thought I recognized you, man. He's like, dude, I love your shit. And when I was at work, when I was struggling and whatnot, man, he's like, your shit made me laugh. And I'm like, fuck, I love that, man. Even at a reggae fucking concert, just at a hole in the wall garage, fucking built little handmade fucking stage and shit. This guy here recognized me and just like, fuck yeah, man. And the guy who was doing the sound shit and lighting, he worked in the oil field as well. And he took a chance on his company, and his girlfriend follows me, right? And he's like, man, he's like, my fucking girlfriend follows you, man. She's a line locator, and like, dude, she just left like an hour ago, right? And fucking, this is crazy. And I'm like, no way, man. Like this is like maybe 50 people here, right? Like,
Yeah.
That was cool.
Dude, it is crazy when it starts to get out within your crew or whoever. I mean, granted, my face isn't in any of my content, so that makes a huge difference. But when like our third party heavy haul drivers would show up, I usually keep a backpack with bags of stickers in there, and I'll just give them out to guys, right? And like, hey, here's a sticker, and I'll hand them out, and they'll be like, oh shit, this is you. Like, dude, I watch these videos all the time. We share these videos amongst each other.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, man, those are mine. I'm like, I'm just one of you guys, And they treat it as they put you on a pedestal almost, and you're like, hey, man, don't put me up there. I'm right here with you, okay? Yeah. I just so happen to make funny videos. That's it. That's the only difference.
Yeah, man. It's a wild ride, man. Social media is a lot of fun, dude. Like, I'm excited to see where you go in, like, the coming months and years and stuff like that. Man, I'm in a year. I'm 5.5 years into it now, man. I'm five.
Wow,
almost 5.5 years into content creation. Yeah, it's a good wild ride. You avoid the beefs and the drama and shit. Just keep doing your thing, man. A lot of companies, when they reach out to work with you, they don't want to come with baggage, right? Yeah. And so I managed to steer clear of beefs and shit like that. And some people have tried to drag me into them, but I kind of, man, I think about it all the time. 10 years ago, had I had this platform and kind of, I would have fucked it up, right? I would have jumped in on the beefs, and I would have like slammed back and shit like that. But now it's like, I'm very what's the word I'm looking for? I go about it with intent, right? Yeah. I've turned into a business, and it's changing my life, right? So like the other day, man, like I had an Integra Tire, a tire change company or whatever, a tire center, reach out to me, and they're like, hey, will you make a video for our new tires, right? Like, what would it cost? And I'm like, fuck, I'll do it for a set of new winter tires, right? Like, fuck,
can't beat that.
Can't beat that. And I said, done, right? So I went in, I filmed them, taking my old tires off, I putting the new ones on, and what the tires were called and what they're doing special with them and whatnot. I sent the video to them yesterday. I'm just waiting to hear back if they like it or not. And, then I can post it up, but I got a set of brand new winter tires on my fucking car, dude, man.
You can't beat that, man.
No.
That's where it's at. Like, money is great, right? We all like money.
Yeah.
But it's little perks like that that really pay off. When they say, hey, let's give you a whole new set of tires in exchange for a video, you can't beat it, man.
Man,
it's free advertisement for them.
Yeah.
And it helps you out too, because tires are not cheap.
My family's safe this winter while I'm away.
Absolutely.
They got a new set of tires and whatnot. And one time I got free pizza because I make videos. Buddy's like, man, you're in the town. You're working in the town that my pizza is in. I'm like, hell yeah, man. He's like, man, come stop by and get some free pizza, man. Like, it's on me, blah, blah, blah. Like, all right, cool. I ate that pizza for like 3 days at work. That's money I didn't have to spend on food, right?
Absolutely.
And I'm like, 10 years ago, if you told me I'd be eating free pizza because I make silly videos on the internet, I would have started sooner.
You.
I just started eating it, man, right? And I shouted at those Goldies in Drayton Valley, and I shouted them out, and he loved that. He's like, "Oh man, you just fucking shouted me out, dude." I'm like, "Dude, you gave me fucking free pizza. What else did you expect me to do?" Yeah.
Dude, I love it, man, because like that's one thing that it doesn't happen, hasn't happened as much lately. The last company I reached out to them, was 6 Point. I know you partner with them as well.
Yeah.
And dude, they make some incredible glasses. First of all, I'm just going to put that out there. They make some incredible glasses. And but I had been reached out to by a company called Southern String Hats.
Okay.
And I had no idea who they were at all. And I showed them to my girlfriend, I showed her the message. I was like, hey, this company just reached out to me wanting to make a video, collaborate. And she was like, oh, they're big. They're big time. And I looked them up, and yeah, they are. Like, the owner of the company has a huge following. I believe it's in the millions.
Wow.
And I was like, what do they want to do with me? Like, here I am, like 12,000 followers at the time. And yeah, dude, it worked out great, man. They sent me, I think I got 3 or 4 hats from them, shirts,
Show them
koozies.
off. Let's see what they look like. Let's see what
All
these
right,
glasses look like,
hold on.
man. Let's see.
Well, one of the hats is upstairs, but I keep all my stuff down here in my basement. But yeah, so they sent me this hat,
Okay. Like a big mouth Billy Bass.
fish with like some big pit viper style sunglasses on.
That's sick.
It's kind of a white camo. You probably can't really tell, but
You got a code? What's your code?
I don't have a code yet. I got to reach out to them and get that set up. And then they sent this one, and they sent me another one, but it's upstairs. And then hard solo cup with their logo on it, almost like the Marlboro. And then got some koozies.
Oh,
That one's leather, so can't go wrong with that.
I made my own koozies, right? My own. I had my own merch line and stuff like that. I don't really push it much anymore. Like it's a lot of work to do on top of this and all that shit. But we're getting back into it. Someone else is gonna do it for me now. We're third partying it out now. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot better for us. So yeah.
And they sent me this T-shirt too. So
fuck yeah.
They hooked me up with a good little goodie box in exchange for some videos. I only posted one of them. I'd made 3 or 4, and then Crude Intentions Apparel out of LA.
Yep.
They hit me up, and we did a little video together, and he sent me a box of goodies. And this is actually the hat that I'm wearing. Is
dude
kind of backwards,
yes.
but kind of like OnlyFans style font, but it's Oilfield raised.
We follow each other, man, and that hat is sick, dude. I've talked to Oilfield Crude Intentions. It's hard right now to ship stuff between Canada and tariffs, and the post office here is on strike, and yada yada yada. And dude, I'm waiting for a hard hat from fucking the Foreman hard hat, and the Bluetooth hard hat with the speaker built into it.
Oh hell yeah!
Man, I'm waiting for that to get here. It's stuck at the post office for like the last month, dude. I can't.
So my package from 6 Point was stuck in customs for like a week and a half.
Yeah. Him and I were talking about that today, man. Him and I were actually talking about that. So the thing with 6 Point is, right, man, I like the glasses, but like I'm with Heat Waves, right? Like the blue glasses I used to wear, and in my logo and shit like that. And like it's just hard, right? But you know, like they never said I couldn't wear any other glasses, right? So like, you know, 6 Point's good shit, right? So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna rock those. There's another company that sent me a pair of glasses. They're upstairs here right now. They're called Big Dog, same style as 6 Point. And they're oil field raised, right? So like, you know, they're an oil field company. So I gotta rock those too. But also, you know, I'm one of my favorite collaborations, man. You know, Dirty Hands, Clean Money, man. You know, I've been working with them for 2. Fuck, I think it's going on 2 years here now, man. I've been Clean Money. And speaking of which, it's fucking sweater weather up here in Canada now, man. I've been waiting all fucking podcasts to say that, by the way.
It's still been hot here. Like this when I came home from this day's off, the beginning was still pretty hot. It was still in like the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I figured it would be prime fall weather by now. But no, this is my first year living in Missouri. So I moved here in May from Virginia. So the climate is very different.
How close to Kansas City are you?
I'm about 40 minutes from Kansas City.
Are you a Chiefs fan?
I'm not a Chiefs fan.
No? Okay. I just got into football. Just got into NFL, right? Like so the last 2 years I've been paying attention. This year I decided to choose a team, right? Choose a team, go hard with them, right? Win, lose, sacrifice, you know. I'm all in on the Bills, man. I'm all in on Josh Allen.
Okay.
Right? And he dropped a 4-2. Dropped a 4-2 on Sunday, but or Monday, I think it was. But you know, fuck it, man. I'm a diehard Toronto Maple Leafs fan. You know, it's a hockey team. I can handle losing, man. So shout out, let's go Josh Allen. You know, there's that, and you know, I'm a big fan of the Baltimore Ravens. They're having a rough go over this season.
Ravens were great last year, though.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
killed it last
Lamar
year.
Jackson's injured or some shit like that right now. Big fan of. Okay, I don't like the team. I'm not a big fan of the. I think the Giants. I'm not a big fan of the Giants, but I'm a big fan of Cam Scatterbo.
Okay,
That
fair
guy's
enough.
that guy's like a rookie, man. When he gets touchdowns, he does backflips. The dude's like 5'6", and like he hits everything and gets hit by everything. The guy's not gonna remember his own name come like fucking
No, by the
5
time
years.
he's 30, he won't remember shit.
Nah, his CTE is huge, but the guy is like a little roid monkey out there. His arms are massive, and he's just like jacked up on every play, man. He's right. Like if I was the NFL commissioner, I would be testing that dude daily, right? Like,
Oh yeah,
like
absolutely.
for sure. Like you watch him and you know, like that guy's on some drugs, bro. You know, like
So I actually caught my first MLB game about 3 or 4 weeks ago. It was the Kansas City Royals versus Toronto.
Oh shit! The Leafs. The Leafs. Did the Blue Jays win?
The Blue Jays. No, the Royals won that game I was at, and it was awesome, dude. That was my first MLB game, and I'm only 20 minutes from the stadium, so that was pretty awesome. So I picked up tickets super cheap, like the day before. Right, it wasn't sold out or anything, and dude, it was just a good time. And I'm like, you know what? Next year, we're going to a lot more of these MLB games because that was a lot of fun. For those games, dude, it was like less than $20 a person.
Shut up, man! I can't even go see a hockey game for less than $500. That's crazy.
So for me and the family, I think all in, we spent like $200 for the day.
Wow.
Yeah, it was an awesome day, man. It was awesome, and they're right next door to the Chiefs Stadium too.
Arrowhead.
So
yeah.
Now, my kids want to go to a Chiefs game, but I'm like, Chiefs games are pretty pricey. They're like the hottest team in the NFL right now. So
yeah, I bet they are. So you live in Missouri? Where do you work?
I work in Ohio.
Ohio.
So,
okay. Well, now what's that field called? What's like the Permians in Texas and the Backens in North Dakota and like what's that?
Up there, it's mostly the Marcellus.
The Marcellus, okay.
Yeah, that's the Marcellus Shale for the most part. You also have some Utica wells up in that area. It's Marcellus and Utica. It's a combination of both. But I worked in West Virginia for the majority of my time in the oil field, and then up into Ohio. And I've been lucky enough to only have to switch customers that we work for like 3 times. So
nice.
Not too bad.
So what kind of oil are you pulling out of there? Is it all like shallow? Is it deep? Like, how is it like up in Fort McMurray here? It's the oil sands. It comes out like very tarry. It's the tar sands. And then, there's some really deep, like sour wells in like, Fox Creek and the Duvernay and then the what's that? The Duvernay and I don't remember what the other one's called, but it's fucking there. Yeah.
So we pull a lot of natural gas mainly.
Okay.
So, and for the most part, as to my knowledge, they've all been pretty good producing wells.
Nice.
So they're pulling they get a pretty good return on everything.
That's good, man.
They're all pretty deep though. I mean, we're pushing anywhere from 22 to 25K on the footage. So wow. they're pretty deep.
That's good. I remember up here you guys use friction reducer, right?
We do.
So I remember up here a couple years ago I was talking to a guy, one of the consultants, and he was telling me he's like, we used to get 60 to 65% back out of the well, right? And that was fucking phenomenal. They loved it, right? And then they introduced a little thing called FR, friction reducer. And then he's like, now we're pulling 90 to 95% out of that well. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Like 3 days of fracking pays for the whole operation from drill down, right? And that's crazy, man. That's wild.
Dude, it is wild. And speaking of the FR, I do have a video about FR if you've not seen it. It was something I did to a green hat a few years ago who started with me, and I told him that friction reducer FR stood for fire retardant. And I told him it was a fire retardant chemical that we pump down into the well in case it catches on fire. And I rode this for like a week of telling him this. And eventually, like, it got to the point where he was asking people if it was fire retardant chemical. And my supervisor was like, dude, you really have to stop doing this. He was like, you got to stop because this guy's going to believe that that's what it stands for. And he'd only been here with us a couple of weeks at that time when I told him that. So yeah, that FR is awesome. And unless you get shitty FR, and then it makes your day a real bad headache.
Man, I want to like be in a fucking gorilla video. How do we make a Dick Frost gorilla character?
So I was actually going to ask you that. If you have a couple good pictures of, with your hard hat, your glasses, whatever you want, and your get up, whatever is like your icon you want it to be, send it to me. And I can put you in a video. Dude, I planned on doing one anyway to promote this podcast. So
I want to be a fucking gorilla so badly now. You know, like I'm sitting there.
Dude, if you want to be a Bigfoot, I will make you a Bigfoot, and we will put you with your blue hard hat and glasses.
Fuck yeah, I love that. How did you get into starting? I don't think I asked you that, but what made you decide to be like, man, you know what? I want to start. You know, I want to do this AI thing, and I want to turn it into gorillas, you know, because it's a great idea. It was fucking phenomenal. How did you come up with the idea and why? Like,
honestly, it started during late or early summer, late spring. There was a surge on TikTok mainly that I seen of AI Sasquatch, Bigfoot, gorilla videos. Right, there was a big surge of them, and I'm just scrolling through and I see these. I'm like, dude, these videos are hilarious. And we're on our way to work. And one of the guys in the truck was like, man, it would be funny to see Bigfoot on a frack pad. And I was like, that would be hilarious, man.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting outside that night and I'm like, you know what? Let's see what we can make happen. And I did some research on it, made a couple of videos, and they were really very simple videos. And I sent them within our group text. And they're like, dude, these are fucking great. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to post them on TikTok. Let's see what happens. So I started a TikTok page, posted them. And the first night we had I think I got 100 followers in the first night. And I was like, that's pretty insane. 100 followers in one night. And so that was on a Sunday night. I started posting the videos. By that Friday, I had 10,000 followers. So within 5 days, I had 10,000 followers. And I was like, this is not real. There's no way this is really happening. And at that point, you had already reached out to me.
Yeah.
And along with multiple other people had reached out to me. And I was like, there's no way that this is really happening. This just can't be really happening right now. And it was great, dude. And then I was like, you know, the great part about this is you can never run out of content because everyone has a different story.
Everyone.
And so a lot of the videos I posted have came from inspiration from videos that consultants or guys that I've worked with have told me. Like we'll be sitting there in the data van and they'll be like, hey, dude, it'd be funny to make a video about Bigfoot doing this. Boom. I'll work on it throughout the night. And it's pretty awesome, man, because to hear the perspective from different people and to try to interpret that and make it your own, but also stay true to what the story is trying to tell, it works. And I like to rag on water transfer a lot.
Oh,
because who doesn't, right?
We're jealous. We're jealous. That's what it is.
And even though the water transfer company that we previously had, they knew that I was the one making the videos, and they even got a good laugh out of it.
Yeah, it's funny, man, dude. Like you said, everyone's got a different story, right? Everyone can, relate in some way. And dude, I bag on the safety guy a lot. I bag on the water haulers a lot. Engineers, fucking, today it was. I posted this picture today, man. Actually, it was. I changed it up a little bit on. Which trade is he, right?
What does it say? I don't need one of these.
I don't need one of those, right? I'm like, which trade is he, right? And then on the top, I put gotta be in safety, right?
Yeah, it has to be.
Right. And then some people like anything to do with upper management, right? And I'm just like, oh fuck, man, I missed the boat on that one, right? Dude. And it's funny because, everyone can relate to a story in some way or another, and same with my videos. But like the older that I get, right, and the more that I experience over the years, the more I fucking realize the people above me making more money than me are way too incompetent.
Oh yeah,
Right?
absolutely.
Like they're winging it just like I am, bro. You know, they don't have a fucking clue. You know, most of them are just been in a long time. They got lucky, and I like bagging on that, right? And I'll tell that to them too, man. Like the other day so we've cut 4 fucking locks off of our trailer in the last 6 months, like right there. And they did the other day, and they're like, you know, we should almost get a combination lock for this. And I'm like, well, that would require a fucking brain and a plan, right? And I walked away, right? And you know, like it was just obvious, you know, like why do 2 guys have the fucking key to 1 lock, right?
Right.
Like make more or combination lock, you
Yeah.
know, like
Easy.
just fucking get a combination lock, and nobody has to wait for some guy to come from fucking an hour away to fucking open this thing. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, no, it's shit like that, you know. And like I made a lot of videos this past winter and partially into the summer when I was laid up and I was recovering. Like, man, this is how safety guys are made, right? I got hurt at
Right.
work. And I made a video and like realizing this is how safety guys are made, and we're not allowed to have hoodies on our sweaters.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I've been through that before.
I tuck them in, or there's a couple I've cut off. But in the video, I'm sitting there and I'm like, you know, I can feel myself becoming a safety person. And the next scene, I'm taking the scissors to one of my hoods, right? And it's just like, you know, shit like that. Yeah, man, it was brutal because, you know, like I said, they're not bringing me back, right? They dicked me around. They lied, and I don't want to get into it, but they lied to some people about how I was recovering and whatnot, and they made me pretty much keep quiet about, you know, when I was at home, I couldn't talk about my injury. I couldn't make videos about my injury, right? I did a little bit, right? And, you know, but then when I did make the videos, I waited for many months to post them, right? Because after
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
back to work, right? But like, yeah, they told me what I could and could not do, and then all for what? I listened to them, and then, you know, I got shit on for it, right? So
Dude, that's unfortunately how it goes.
I'm not
One,
sour.
one thing that I love about your content and my content is it's not just the oil field that relates to it. It's all trades. You know, if
Yeah,
you're in any kind of trades, you can relate to most of it, whether it be safety guys, uh, whether it be, you know, the shenanigans that you have on the work site, whether you're, you know, in your case, road crew, oil field, construction, it doesn't matter. You can relate to it, man.
hell
And
yeah.
because you all like to bust each other's balls while having a good time.
Hell yeah, man. I love that. I love that. Where do you hope to see the content go in the next, you know, what's your do you have a long-term goal, or do you just kind of living in the moment?
No, I do have a long-term goal, and that's what I'm working on with the longer videos. I have a plan in mind for that. So I don't really want to reveal that yet. But I do have a plan in mind for that to branch off from what I'm currently doing, but also it's going to stay all AI Bigfoot. That's not going to change. It's just going to branch off from to a more serious tone, and we're gonna work with that, and then also just keep making the videos I'm making, man. I wanted to entertain people with them, and I like it when people can relate to the videos, and especially if we hit something that's in your local area, such as like recently I made a video about Allsup's burritos.
Yeah, I saw
It's a Texas thing, and those guys love that, right? They really love that content, and I want to hit some of the northern hands too. You know, we got the North Dakotas into Canada. There's a lot of stuff there we can touch on, and like I said, the content doesn't end. You know, it can. I can just keep going around in circles, and when I run out of content, I just go back and make fun of water transfer.
when in doubt, make fun of water. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
if I ever hit like a dry spell and I can't come up with something and I know I need to post something, I'll just go back and make fun of water transfer because everyone gets a kick out of that.
I got to be the MC at an event 2 years ago now. This is about 2 years ago. And wow. I got to be the MC at an event in the small oil field town I was working in. It was the Big Iron days, and Never got to MC anything before. That was wild, right? Talking in front of all these people. I had no idea if anyone in the back could hear me or anything like that. And it was outside. And there's this one guy in the tent next to me that like was just laughing at everything I said, right? So I was mostly just catering to him, right? I was just like, fuck this guy, you know? And then the organizers came over and I'm like, man, I don't know if anyone. Oh no, they can hear you. They're all laughing in the back. They can hear you, right? And I'm like, there was a kid section over in the corner there, and they were all coloring. And I'm like, hey, if anybody over here, is in water transfer or water hauling, please leave the kids section alone, guys. They would really like it if the organizers really wanted me to tell you guys to stop chewing on the crayons. You know, like, and you know, this guy beside me just busting a gut, right? Like, it was like, all right, man, I like that, right? And then there was a company that's kind of old, and you know, they're there, but like they feel very behind the times with everything. And they're off in the back handing out mouse pads and mice. And I'm like, if anybody wants to know how behind the times these guys are with things, they're handing out mouse pads at their fucking tent, right? and they just look over, they start laughing, right? Like, yeah. And there was this old lady named Ann there, and she had like canned goods, right? And we're sitting outside the Grizz, right? I'm like, if anyone's wondering or anyone's interested, Anne's showing off her cans over here in the tent. Like, family friendly event, right? And Anne's like this old lady. She just, all you hear is, all right, man, that was cool. And that led me into, you know, this past year, my sister, she got married and she asked me to walk her down the aisle. I'm wearing my air cast, and I'm like, fuck, you got me for 5 minutes, bro. Like, let's go. Right? And then before the wedding started, she's like, can you MC? And I'm like, fucking suit up. Let's go, right? For like 3 weeks before, I'm watching videos on MCing on TikTok, and I'm sending her the ideas. I'm like, can I do this? Can I say this? She's like, no. She had to like pretty much give me a script. And then her mother-in-law fucking pretty much hates whenever I talk. She's very liberal, right? Very
okay.
Hates anytime I talk, right? So then I'm like, you know, when I introduced myself, I'm like, you know, it was kind of weird when my sister asked me to MC this wedding. Most people don't like it when I talk, and I shouted out her mother-in-law, and then everyone laughed, even her mother-in-law, and like, you know, like it was great. Her mom's like, yeah.
Oh, dude, that's great. Like, yeah, I mean, you do have the voice for that though, to be able to do that. I mean, I'm not sure how quick-witted you are. I've not been, you know, with face-to-face interactions with you, but yeah, that would be great, man. I could imagine that was a good hit, family-friendly event, and you're just letting everyone have it.
I'm pretty quick-witted. I can have fun. Sometimes I overthink it, right? And you know, I don't always have to be the funniest guy in the room either, right? I've come to learn that real. Like, if someone else is being funnier than me, like I used to have to try to one up. Right now, It's just like, nah, let him have his moment, bro. You know, like yours is coming, right? Like, everybody knows, man. They know you're on TikTok. They know you're on Instagram. They listen to your pod. They know you're funny. You don't have to take it that extra mile, right? Like, you know, like the one thing that this whole thing has done, it cemented my place in you know, I don't want to say my sentiment cements my legacy or my place or whatever. I don't know how to word that, man. But like, you know, the podcast. You know, earlier we said we don't know how long the social media run will last, right? And the podcast is here to make sure that this goes beyond what social media does, right? Like TikTok will come and it'll go. Instagram will eventually fall off, and Facebook will do whatever it does. But the podcast will always be my podcast, where we can shoot the shit, cut it up, and have a good time, right? So.
Yeah, dude, that's one thing that's great too, is because I know I've done it, and I'm sure you have too. Is I'll go listen to random podcasts from people. You know, I'll look up their podcast and I'll see what who their special guest is. It could have been 4 years ago. I'm like, oh, I'm curious to see what they had to say about that.
Yeah. Yeah,
man. And yeah, that's one thing that's great about what you do with the podcast, man, because that'll be here to stay. The shorts, the reels, they'll come and go.
Yeah, absolutely.
But the podcast is there to stay. You're on Spotify also too, right?
No, the podcast is on Spotify, Apple, Amazon, Good Pods, anywhere you can find a podcast, man. I push it out everywhere. I got it going out everywhere. So yeah, it's there. It's on YouTube now. Well, it's been on YouTube. I'm a few weeks behind on posting the video. I was in bad cell service for a little while, and I couldn't really have the bandwidth to post them there. But that's another thing. The podcast was recently sponsored by a consultant in the oil field, right? Chasey Chabot from CRM Management. He listened to one episode where I had to cut the feed and I was stealing cell service from the co-op gas station. And I was up north and I couldn't record a podcast for the life of me. And we did it anyways, but it didn't sound good, didn't look good. And he sponsored the podcast with a Starlink. So now the podcast, when I'm in a hotel or in camp or, driving and I need to, I was up north really far with no cell service all day long. And, we were sitting there hanging out. I popped the fucking Starlink up on the roof and now I can post videos. It helped me make money on Facebook too that month because we were up there for 3.5 weeks and I couldn't post during the day on Facebook, so I was losing money, right?
Yeah.
So as soon as that Starlink popped it on the roof, you could tell when the Starlink went up because I was flooding, right? And, it actually saved my month. I actually fucking, with the last week and a half or so of the month, I posted like crazy and I made up for what I lost the rest of the month. So shout out to Tracy, man. I fucking love that guy.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome, man. To be able to just get what you need like that. That's great. That means you have a great support and a great fan base.
Dude, it's weird that you say fan base, man, because to me, I'm just a guy talking in the camera to people that I enjoy their content and love talking to them. And, other people also enjoy your videos and they want to hear, what you're like, but they want to hear what I think of you and your content. And then they want to hear you talk. And, it's just crazy. And, for anybody that doesn't know or hasn't seen your stuff, right? The podcast will push them that way.
Yeah.
And then if you share it out, they don't know about me, it pushes them my way. And we're just sharing and pushing each other and supporting one another, right? I love it.
Dude, that's what it's about, man. I've noticed that too with getting into this because like I said, I didn't have personal social media prior to this. Yeah. So, and I still don't have personal social media, but getting into this and getting back to that social media stuff is you have to kind of lean on each other from time to time, whether it's sharing a video, liking a video, whatever. I mean, it helps both of us out. It helps everyone out. And I've encountered that with quite a few creators. There's one creator who does a lot of AI content, and he's really good at what he does. He does Bigfoot stuff too, but he also does a lot of tutorials and education. And so when I was able to get a code to use the video that you popped up on the screen earlier, that was using a Sora AI is what it's called, Sora 2. And that just recently launched and I was able to get a code to use it. And when you get a code, it'll gives you 4 codes to give out to friends. Yeah. So I hit him up, gave him a code because I knew that he makes a lot of AI content. So it'll help each other out. And dude, it's just kind of a revolving door with, if you see something, just send it that guy's way. They might use it, they may not, but it would always help them out.
Hell yeah, man. No, there's not a lot of gatekeeping in our niche, right? And I love that, we're all here and I've said it a bunch of times, right? Like blue collar TikTok or social media is very competitive. Very competitive. We're all like, man, who's gonna have the next funniest thing and whatnot? Right. And then I'll post it, but then I don't even care who if you see it and you want to do it, take it, do it too, right? Or like this guy will have a funny idea and you're like, oh man, that's amazing, I'm sharing that to everybody because that's hilarious, and like there's no gatekeeping, man. It's all very like, hey, I want to be funnier than you, but if you're funnier than me, that's okay too, like
it's all about the delivery too.
Yeah, oh yeah.
When it comes to that, because my stuff is slightly different, but your stuff compared to other oil field and trades workers, blue collar workers, they kind of it's kind of a rhythm of things and a pattern.
Yeah.
For you, it's oil field stuff. For the other guy, it may be electrician or whatever. But it's a pattern of who can deliver the punchline the best.
Yeah.
And I seen one of yours earlier, and it was stitched. I believe it was about the Tylenol.
The Tylenol.
Might have been, and it might not have been that one. It was stitched with someone else. It popped up on my feed.
Was it the one where I was saying where he's like, remember in the 90s when you could just hit things to make them work?
Yes, that was it. That was it. Okay. Yeah, that one. And I was like, dude, that is hilarious.
Yeah, like
that. That is great delivery on that.
I don't know, man. I mean, my dad used to hit my mom, and like she never went back to work, right? Like, it's funny because it's true.
It's great delivery on a punchline of that too.
That goes along with one of my recent videos here. Fucking this one here. It did really good on Facebook. It's my highest viewed video on it. YouTube, and a lot of people were like, ew, and it's the art of the trauma dump.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've seen that one.
Yeah, and it's like when I trauma dump on my work homies about my dad having an affair with my brother's wife, cheating on my mom with my younger sister's best friend, and how I accidentally watched my sister's adult film and then just casually go back to work, right? And anybody that's worked with me, they've heard these stories, right? Like, and they're fucking true, man. Like every single one of them, right? Like, man, my dad cheated on my mom and my stepmom, and the next wife after that with my younger sister's best friend, right? Like, and they were together for a long time. She's got 2 younger kids. They look like my sister and I, right? Like my dad's fixed. My parents, my dad's the ex stepmom, my dad's, so he was with her for 20 years, right? She used to be our next door neighbor when my mom and my dad were together. Right? Now, my stepmom was somehow in my kindergarten graduation photos, but my fucking stepmom and my dad weren't together yet. Why was she there? Right?
Weird That's coincidence.
Weird, right? And then like my mom's, man, dude, it's the trauma dump, and a lot of shit I'm dealing with now, 30 years later, right? Because my parents, they split when I was 6, and this year, mental health wise, has been really hard, right? Like I got diagnosed with borderline personality disorder and discovered journaling, and a lot of that has to do with my childhood trauma, right? And watching my dad just be a complete, boomers are a fucking disaster, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like I got taken to a bunch of boomer ragers. My dad took me to a boomer rager while my stepmom stayed home. Don't know why. She just didn't watch me. But I got to go to a boomer rager, and I stayed in a camper trailer. And then my dad comes in drunk with this woman, and like they start fucking, right? Well, I'm like, and I'm like supposed to be asleep, right? And I said this in a video. I made this into a video. And so my dad brings her in, and I can hear everything. And she's like, "What if your son hears?" He's like, "Oh, don't worry. He's fast asleep." Right. And then like a couple days later, like I asked him about it, and he's like, "Oh, that your stepmom was there." Right. And in the video, like you said about the delivery of like the voice and the delivery, I'm like, he lied to me. He lied to both me and that pretty lady, because A, I was not asleep, and B, that was not my stepmom. Right. Like, right. Like, and yeah, I remember that one vividly, man. And, my dad and my brother's wife had an affair. And man, that's the trauma dump, dude. Like it's wild. My mom moved 8 hours away when they fucking divorced. And like I never saw my mom. I don't have memories of, Christmases with my mom or cuddling on the couch or anything. And that's all coming back to fuck me up right now, right? So, I'm learning how to deal with all that. And that's the big reason why Tracy Chabot, he sponsored the podcast, because I'm very open about men's mental health, and
right.
And he wants his guys to get on board with talking about mental health. He's trying to get his guys to open up about it, and he doesn't know how. And I'm like, man, just listen, just listen and let them talk, brother, and we all want to talk about it. We just want a safe place to do it.
Right. Absolutely. I mean, I've went through a divorce a few years ago, and it's rough to deal with, man. And it's rough. And when you don't have anyone to talk to with that, it's even harder. So I also encourage anyone to find, even if it's a stranger, to talk to someone about it.
Absolutely.
If you need an event.
I did have someone to talk about it too. I just didn't know that I could.
Right.
My wife, man, we've been together 20 years and married 13 years this year. And she's had my back more than I'll ever know, and more than I'll ever be able to repay her for or thank her for, and like she's a rock, dude. She fucking incredible, strong, funny. One of the funniest person I fucking know, dude. She gives me a lot of ideas for my videos, And yeah, no, she's just an incredible human being, dude. And I'm lucky to have her on my side. So, and I needed to get right mentally for her, right? And my kids.
Absolutely.
I'm trying to be someone that my kids don't have to heal from, right? Like I'm
Right.
healing from my parents, and childhood trauma, generational trauma is son of a bitch. It's a nasty.
It is.
Yeah.
I have my fair share of it as well. And it's rough, and you want to break that cycle. You want to break that generational trauma, and you don't want your kids to ever have the thoughts you had. And that's one thing that it's really hard for men, especially men who are put into situations that they don't have control over. Whether it be with children, with spouses, whatever the case may be. Situations where they feel powerless, it is very important for them to have someone to reach out to. So what you do is very important and very crucial to men, especially in the blue collar community, man. It's hard on these guys, especially when you work away from home for months, weeks at a time. It's rough on you mentally. It really drains you.
Bad place to get into an argument when you're fucking 8 hours away, right?
Oh yeah, that's how I found out I was getting divorced. I was on hitch on night shift. So yeah, it's rough.
That's brutal, man. Fuck. Can you imagine, man? Fuck.
Yeah, I mean it's rough, and being able to recover from that and have someone to talk to is very important. So I applaud you for what you do for anyone who listens to you and walks away with some kind of glint of hope from it.
I appreciate that, man, dude. Fucking a lot of people are like, oh, how do you have time for a podcast, bro? Fucking 100 hours a week or more, podcast, content creation, Family Guy, right? Like it's exhausting. I just discovered Monsters and energy drinks in general this past year, man. That's how I fucking do it now, right? Like, yeah.
I'm lucky to say that I've been off of energy drinks for almost 3.5 months now.
Shit.
So yeah, I feel great, sleeping better, feel rested, just sticking with coffee in the mornings, and I'm fine.
Well, you Americans, you got like fucking dynamite in a can over there, dude. We're capped out at 180 milligrams of caffeine.
You're capped?
We're capped at 180. Canada, we don't get any.
I don't open an energy drink for less than 300.
dude, so it's funny, right? Like, so when we were in the US, Reign is one of my all-time favorites.
Oh yeah, Reign is good.
I commented on your video today. I said, "Oh, White Monster is king," but Reign Rainbow Sherbet is one of my favorites. Right? When I was in the US, I found a new flavor of Reign called Tropical Storm. Right? We don't have that here.
Yeah,
and it had 300 milligrams of caffeine in it, and whatever else. Right? Now, my wife and I, we share them, and she'll have half, I'll have half, and we did it while we were driving, and like, oh wow, like I can see all the colors, right, and smell all the sounds and stuff. And man, like I had one of those 300 milligrams to myself last month, right? I only drank half the can, dude. I couldn't do it. Like I could see, boop, 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 right? And I was working, and I'm like, fuck yeah. Right. And my coworker's like, man, that 300 milligrams hitting in then. I'm like, oh, bro, like, you have no idea. And it hit for like 14, 15 hours, dude. It was wild. My wife could tell when I called her later on, she's like, you had an energy drink today, didn't you? I'm like, oh, yeah, right. Like I was just giving her. And oh man, I decided that day I'm not drinking any more of those by myself. Like we have 6 of them. We brought a case of them back. We have 6 of them left. And we're only strictly doing that like special occasions.
Yeah.
And like we're each drinking maybe half, right? Like I'm not taking them to work, and I'm not doing them by myself. So
the C4 is my favorite. I don't know if you have those up there. C4, they're my favorite. It's kind of a good balance. Make your skin crawl just enough,
Yeah.
You pop one of those, down it, couple hours, you're feeling pretty good.
Oh man, when I had that 300 milligram, what usually takes me 2 to 3 hours took me 45 minutes, and I was giving her, right? And like, oh yeah, and like I was feeling it afterwards because I'm still recovering from the foot thing, right? So like, if I move too fast or too much, it's like it doesn't swell up anymore. It just I'm rebuilding muscle, and I was like, this is gonna hurt later, right? Like, like just giving her, right? Oh my god, yeah, I had to take I'd take layers off, man. I was sweating, and it was a little chilly that day, right? Like, it was crazy, man. Fuck. But yeah, today, I haven't had an energy drink in a week.
Nice.
It's been about a week since I had one, and today I stopped at the store and I grabbed a white monster. Right after I saw your video, so I grabbed the white monster, and man, I smelt it, and I was like, oh, right, like,
Oh yeah.
and then I think we describe what a white monster kind of tastes like.
Yeah, you described it as a song in the beginning. I don't remember.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah. So fucking yeah, as soon as I took that first sip, I instantly right? Like, whoa, right? Like, it's been a week, and before it was taking, a few sips into the can before I was getting to take a week off, man. Take a sip, like, oh my god, right? Like a Prayer by Madonna starts playing, right? Like, it's like shit like a mystery,
The last few months, like, I've wanted to just pop an energy drink, and I'm like, I got to resist. Just got to stick with coffee because I take pre-workout in the afternoon before I go to the gym.
Yeah.
So it's low. It's only like 200 milligrams of caffeine per scoop of that. But I'm like, I got to stay off the energy drinks, man. I sleep too good without them.
Yeah, you know what? I don't know. Maybe I'm coming down with something right now, and I'm starting to think that maybe coming off of them has made me sick. I don't know.
Possible. Very possible.
I don't know. I didn't take my multivitamins for like 3 days. It's definitely that. Man, I don't want to keep you too much longer, brother. It's approaching 11 o'clock your time there, and Mrs. Frost here, she's got the butt in the air and waiting for me. Like, I recently got another pack of Cialis here, right? So they got my back, so I can help keep her on hers, right? So
yeah,
dude.
You gotta get on the blue chews, bro. You gotta get on the blue chews.
I heard Theo Vaughn goes on about blue chews,
dude.
man.
Take one.
Yeah,
just go get a subscription of them. It's super cheap for them. It's like $20 a month.
How many milligrams are in that?
I think the ones I have are 60 or 80. I can't remember.
And how long does that last?
You're good for a while. You're good for a while.
Niagara is 4 hours, right? Like, how long is the blue?
You could be good for, I would say, a solid 2
hours.
Yeah.
Oh, bro, Cialis is my back for 3 days.
Oh shit!
Like, you don't stay like on guard for 3 days, right?
No.
Like, so it's called the weekend pill. Cialis is known as the weekend.
Okay. I've never taken those. I've never taken those. So
take it at the beginning of your days off when you're good, right? So 20 milligrams, it works for me. So am I getting a text telling me to shut up about this? Yeah, you can hear me. So like 20 milligrams is what I do. And like, you pop it within that hour, you're just like, let's go, right? And you're good. And it stays like hard for like, a little bit after. But like, it doesn't show for like the whole time, right? The whole 3 days. It goes away, but a little gust of wind or a little touch of leg, and you're like ready to go again, right? For 3 days, man.
Like, what is it, boy? What is it?
Oh my god. Yeah. Hey, mama, I got a bone for you, right? Like, I got a bone to pick, right? Let's go. Right. And no, man, it's pretty good. It's pretty good for, when you're coming home on your days off. I don't need it, and I don't take it too much because I don't want to become dependent on it.
Same. That's why I split mine up. I take them very sparingly.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot to cancel my subscription. I only wanted it the one time, and it's 2 more. So I've got like 16 of these bad boys to go through, right? I took one the other day, right? Like, I had the weekend off, and I took one the other day, and it was a good weekend.
Hell yeah, dude.
It's gonna
Hell
be a
yeah.
good ad for Blue Chew or fucking Cialis, man.
Absolutely. Maybe we can get them to sponsor both of us.
Oh my god.
And then just always got them, right? You could throw a Blue Chew sign up on your wall back there.
This episode of the podcast is sponsored by Blue Chew.
All right, bro. Well, I'll hop off here. I'll make a video. When do you plan on posting this?
Tuesday.
Tuesday? Okay. I'll make something before Tuesday, and we'll incorporate you as a Bigfoot in there.
I fucking love that.
Send me whatever glamour shots you have.
Oh, I will.
And
I'll make them.
We'll make something happen for you.
Hell yeah, man. I got one more question for you before we go.
Yeah.
So Mount Rushmore has 4 of the most influential people of all time or whatever up on the rock, you know. If you know, Doug, aka Bigfoot, you know, had his own Mount Rushmore, 4 people you look up to, inspire to be, or that inspired you, who'd it be and why?
Oh, that's a good one, man. You put me on the spot there.
That's the point.
You really put me on the spot. 4 people, man. You have to give me a second to think on this one here because I want to make sure they're right. Ooh. Well, I'll tell you one person who has inspired me. Not necessarily inspired me to do anything, but through music, it really helped me through a lot as a teenager. Was Dimebag Darrell from Pantera.
Oh, yeah, Dimebag.
Yeah, I mean, I have tattoos of Dimebag.
Nice.
I mean, he was an inspiration then. It got me through a lot in high school, man. Just that music got me a lot through that in the teenage years. Man, you are really putting me on the spot here.
A whole time talking about Viagra and and dicks and all this other shit. And just, hey, by the way, who inspires you? You know,
oh shit, dude.
Talk about getting hard, then we get hard. You know.
Yeah. I was not expecting this curveball. Man. Sorry, I'm just burning up time here on your podcast.
Ah, whatever, man.
Oh shit. Dude, I'm really drawing a blank here, man. I'm not gonna leave you high and dry on that answer either. So fuck. You always end a podcast like this because you really got me.
Always end it, man.
Man, I've never been asked that. Like, who inspires me? I've never been asked that. Like, who inspires the men? Right. That's a good one, dude. I'm gonna say Stephen King. I like Stephen King.
Damn.
Right. I mean, because I have I like a lot of horror stuff. If you can't tell, I mean, we got from Leatherface to Jason lined up. So
like that.
I like a lot of Stephen King's work.
I like The Last Stand. I think he makes The Last Stand, right?
The book and movie that stands out the most to me would be Christine.
Christine, shit. Okay.
The 57 Plymouth, I believe it's a Plymouth Fury that comes to life. I remember watching that as a kid, and that movie just stuck with me for years.
What the fuck? So the one that I'm thinking of, I think it's called The Last Stand or something like that. It's a YouTube. The movie is like a 4-part miniseries on YouTube.
Okay.
And it's about like a virus in a plant underground gets loose.
Okay.
I can't remember what it's called, but man, it's so good. The Last Stand, I'm pretty sure.
Is that Stephen King? Okay.
Yeah. The Stand. It's called The Stand.
Okay.
It's a epic post-apocalyptic dark fantasy novel.
Okay,
and
I'll check that out.
Very young Gary Sinise Lieutenant Dan is in the YouTube series. Yeah.
Okay.
And it's a 4-part series. I think it's like 2 hours or something like that long. Amazing book. Amazing series.
Yeah, I'll have to definitely check that out. Yeah, for sure. I mean, his work, I've always liked horror stuff ever since a little kid, man. From I remember watching the original Leprechaun movie. I don't know if you've seen that or not.
Yep.
Back in the early 90s. I remember watching that when I was, I don't know, 4 or 5 years old.
My daughter.
I'm like, we probably shouldn't be watching this, thinking about this now. Like, I probably wouldn't put this in front of my kids then, but since I've watched it, I'm like, oh, my kids can watch it. It'll be fine.
My youngest daughter's like that. Very into serial killers, very into creepy, shit like that. I love it. She's 5.
Dude, as far as it goes for the other two, I'm really drawing a blank, man, because I've never really thought about if I'm inspired by someone. I mean, I'm not gonna. I don't want to leave you high and dry on that answer either. But I've never been asked that question before of who inspires you. So I think those are the only two I can stick with for now that I can think of.
I don't know if you know anything about Mount Rushmore or not, but it was the 4 most influential people according to him, right? And if you've ever been there, they're small. They're pretty small. There's room for lots more. And it's because the goal was to eventually finish it and put more people up there. But he went off to fight in a war. And then I think he died. I think it was that he died. And then his son was in charge of it. And no one's fit the bill to that no one's been that great since the 4 up there, right? So really, your Mount Rushmore could have 2, could have 1, could have 4, could have 10, right?
Yeah, I've never been there. Never really done any research on it either. So now, if you'd asked me what my Mount Rushmore of like wrestlers of all time, easy answers. But that is a good one. That's a good question to ask of who inspires men, because no one asks men that. So yeah, you really stumped me with that one.
Gotcha, nailed it. Well, all right, man. Thanks for coming on, bro. I appreciate it, man. And fucking dude, I can't wait to see where your content goes from here, man.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. And I'm gonna make a video this weekend. We'll feature you in it, and I'll send it to you before I post it, because I want to make sure it's got your approval on it before I post anything with you on it. So
I can't wait to show my kids, man, because they like your videos, and I've showed them your videos, man. I'm gonna be like, I'm a Sasquatch now. Beat that.
Now, I apologize if the AI does not get a Canadian accent correct. So
hey, whatever.
All right, brother. Well, I appreciate you having me on tonight, and thank you for your time.
Absolutely, man. Thanks for coming. And hey, man, stay frosty.
Yes, sir. See you next time.